The United Nations. The United Nations, or simply the UN, is an international organization comprised of most of the countries of the world. It was founded on 24th October 1945 to promote peace, security, and economic development. The need for such an organization became urgent after the end of the Second World War. The UN replaced the League of Nations, which had a similar role but could not fulfill its mission. At present, 193 countries are the members of the UN. From its offices around the world, the UN and its specialized agencies decide on different kinds of administrative issues in regular meetings held throughout the year. To mitigate these concerns, all countries of the world need to work together. The UN symbol is a map of the world surrounded by olive branches on a blue background. Formation of the UN. The League of Nations failed to prevent World War II. The Second World War caused more destruction than the First World War. All the nations thought that the world cannot afford to have one more war. This brought many countries together to maintain international peace in the world. On 24 October 1945, the UN was formed with a goal to achieve universal peace and harmony. These goals are framed in the Charter of the United Nations. Objectives of the UN: to maintain international peace and security, to settle disputes between member states peacefully, to ensure equal rights for all nations, to develop friendly relations among nations, to promote respect for human rights and fundamental freedom for the people of the world, to solve economic, social, cultural, and human problems of all countries. Organs of the UN. The UN system is based on 6 principal organs: the General Assembly, the Security Council, the Secretariat, the Economic and Social Council, the International Court of Justice, the Trusteeship Council. We will discuss about 5 major principal organs further in this chapter. The General Assembly. The General Assembly is the main organ of the UN. It is like the parliament of our country, which works like a parliament where all the issues related to world peace are discussed. The General Assembly holds one session every year between September and December, but a special session can be held if necessary. The Assembly discusses international problems, recommends peaceful settlements of disputes, oversees the budget of the UN, collects reports of the UN, makes recommendations, and appoints non-permanent members of the Security Council. These discussions are followed by voting. Each country has one vote. The Security Council. The Security Council is the principal organ of the UN. It is responsible for maintaining international peace and security in the world. If there is any conflict in the world, the Security Council tries to stop it. It takes initiative for peace talks and at times sends its peacekeeping forces. The Security Council has 15 member states consisting of 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. The US, the UK, Russia, France, and China are the permanent members. The 10 non-permanent members are nominated by the General Assembly for a 2-year term. This makes them non-permanent members. The Secretariat. The Secretariat is also one of the main organs of the UN. It prepares reports, keeps records, and carries out the day-to-day activities of the UN. It is headed by the Secretary General. It also performs various other tasks like monitoring its programs, researching socio-economic trends, and so on. The first Secretary General of the UN was Trygve Lie of Norway. The Secretariat uses 6 languages for official work. These are English, French, Russian, Spanish, Chinese, and Arabic. The Economic and Social Council. The Economic and Social Council assists the General Assembly in promoting international economic and social cooperation and development of the specialized agencies of the UN. It sends food, clothing, and other essential commodities to the needy and to those affected by natural calamities. It aims at improving the living conditions of the people all over the world. The ECOSOC has 54 nominated members out of the 193 members of the General Assembly. These members are nominated for a period of 3 years. The International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice is the judicial organ of the UN. It is also called World Court. The duty of this court is to protect and safeguard human rights and to settle international disputes. It was established in 1945 and its headquarters is at The Hague in the Netherlands. It comprises a panel of 15 judges selected by the General Assembly and Security Council for a term of 9 years. Agencies of the UN. Apart from these organs, the UN has set up several agencies which carry some important functions. Some of these agencies are mentioned below. FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency. IMF, International Monetary Fund. UNICEF, United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. WHO, World Health Organization. UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. WB, World Bank. UNDP, United Nations Development Programme. ILO, International Labour Organization. India and the UN. India is a charter member of the United Nations and participates in all of its specialized agencies. India was among the main members of the United Nations that signed the Declaration of United Nations at Washington on 1st January 1942. It also participated in the historic UN Conference of International Organization at San Francisco from 25th April to 26 June 1945. India is an active participant in the various programs conducted by the agencies of the UN. India has always sent medical missions whenever they have been needed in the UN aid missions. Similarly, many UN experts helped India to solve its problems. The WHO has helped India fight diseases and prevent epidemics, and FAO has improved agricultural practices by providing better quality seeds, pesticides and fertilizers in India. India pledges to work with faith and hope towards UN success and to assume greater responsibilities that the world community expects from it.